Make it funny. Make it weird.
Yeah, baby. Hey, welcome to the little old podcast. Today on the show, we got my good friend Peter Rein with us. Peter, say hello.
Hello.
Hi, Peter.
Good.
So nice to be here.
Yes. We shall talk like this for the rest of the podcast.
Please, we haven't had a Brit on yet.
Yes.
Yeah, and you still don't.
Oh, shit. Crap.
Oh, he fooled you. He's an actor. Wow.
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man. It was really great when you reached out and said, hey, you do this podcast thing. Can you have me on? And
Is that
that
how
was
that
great
went?
because usually we're just begging people. And Peter's
Pretty
like,
much.
hey, I want to seek you out. So, hey, that's, we're
Yeah.
thrilled to have you. And I know you got a lot on your plate that you'd like to talk about. But before we do, Mitch and I, we need to talk about something. So just hang tight for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because, no, I'm just kidding.
This
My
is
feet
new.
up, it's fine.
This is a new thing.
So Peter, how'd you start this business, and what's your background? What's your give us a little bit of history about Peter Rein.
Well, it all started when I was born. No. Yeah,
True.
so, I mean, when I was a kid, I always, I imagine most of us liked doing voices, imitating things. I think my my go-to imitation was Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. I think I pretty much ran around doing the Ohana voice for a couple years, I imagine. And then, I never actually formally pursued acting just because I never was I never really wanted to be on stage or on camera necessarily. I've always liked the idea of it, but it was never I never felt the draw of I need to be a big personality kind of thing. But that changed a little bit when I started getting into music and doing a lot more kind of if anybody's familiar with the drum corps or winter percussion worlds, it's music sort of meets theater. It's very theatrical, very performative.
Yeah, sure.
And fell in love with that and did that for a long time. I also, in high school, took improv, and that sort of opened up another world for me because it was like, oh, I don't have to memorize lines. This is great.
Hey.
And we're just having fun.
Yeah.
And fell in love with that. Pursued music through college. I studied music composition and music performance in college, and was teaching music, teaching marching band, teaching drum lines and percussion for about 10 years. Sort of coming in and out of some improv classes and improv groups throughout that time. And I think for what happened to many of us in this wave of voice actors also happened to me, which is the world shut down. And teaching became incredibly draining. And, I'm very, I still love teaching, but, I've always had that little tickle in the back of my brain saying, you should do voiceover. And then,
The old brain tickle.
finally, and then so I finally, took the plunge and started getting coaching and, started taking improv a little bit more seriously because I knew that was, in my brain, sort of the most approachable gateway, I guess, if you will. Started taking some acting classes and eventually, many who have been on this show before me, found myself in the school of Tim Powers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my life has never been the same. And he's just absolutely phenomenal coach, phenomenal person, phenomenal friend. And that kind of kickstarted a whole lot of stuff for me. And then I just kind of have kept learning, kept working, kept growing. And I am still doing that.
Yeah.
And that's
Learning
where I'm at.
And you'll never stop.
Well, I have a question. When you first started, did you decide I loved animation my whole life, or I like doing voices, I'm just going to tackle that right away? Or did you get sort of commercials kind of how you make money, and narration? Did you bundle it all up, or did you focus on one or two things?
Well, obviously the thing that got me excited about voiceover was, characters, animation, all the more flashy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm also a D&D nerd and was getting into Critical Role around the time right before I started, and seeing some actors on there that I didn't realize even as I had started that I had looked them up 10 years earlier when I wanted to figure out who that voice in that show was.
Video game shows,
and just kind of hearing, I don't know, that was inspiring to me, and so that was one of the pushes for me, was that. But I also knew if I wanted to do this as a career, and actually as a career, not a hobby, which is the plan and the goal and everything, is that you'd have to make a living. You have to be stable. You have to support yourself and the people you care about. So I kind of, generally try to be as much of a jack of all trades as I can. And just by kind of always trying to be learning, that's kind of just, that's been kind of my MO always. I studied music composition and performance because I couldn't decide if I wanted to focus on one or the other. I played percussion because there's a lot of different instruments, so I don't have to pick one. And you can see there's a guitar behind me. Still haven't picked one. So
that seems more fun.
So I love, commercial work, audiobooks, narration. Right now I'm doing a ton of telephony. So on-hold messaging and stuff like that.
Right.
So you're the guy I hate to hear when I call into Verizon or my cable company.
Let me know. I'll let you know when I book Verizon. But
he's the
it's
guy
mostly
you love
for,
to hear because
it's mostly for small businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, Al's Toy Bun.
Yeah. So
Press 2.
So kind of all of the above, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to have dipped my toes in all of those pools.
And you might be one of the first who we've had on who's had a bunch of VR, IVR, or at least a small abundance of it. Can I ask you a little bit about that? Where are you finding jobs like that? You're just calling up businesses and going like, you need a change?
Not exactly. I honestly, I'm fortunate. I just got in with one fairly large production company that, and they fully target small businesses. So
I see.
So that work is fairly frequent, but never large.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, the bread and butter they call it, right?
And you need those
keeps
jobs.
You moving.
You need those sustainable jobs.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough. Like, it's not remotely enough to make a living on.
Okay, sure.
That one gig,
but it's
I
nice
also
to have that baseline of steady work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And if even in like very dry seasons, it keeps me at least fresh as a voice actor. If I'm not able to do a whole bunch of workshops and things like that.
I know when I get a call back or a return customer, it's like, oh, they do still like me. Like, I do still have value in this, even though I'm supposed to value myself. I'm sure everyone feels like, oh, someone called, like, hey, we need you for this gig. I mean, Leo Braun's the same way, and yeah.
I think, honestly, one of the coolest things about that job, which was terrifying the first time it happened, was it's a very good litmus test almost of the economy and the ebb and flow of voiceover work. Because there's a lot of, like, I'm doing there. Unfortunately, I don't have to audition for the gigs I get through this company.
That's nice.
But they are very low paying individual, but less than 100 words each. So that's kind of the trade off there.
Yeah.
But I can see, I've been with them for a couple years now, and so I can see the trends of which months are busier, which months are less busy. And so, like, the first time it happened, when I first signed up, it was like November, and I had a ton of work through February, and then it dropped, and there was nothing. There was, I was making maybe $45 to $100, worth of work for like 2 months, and I was like, I guess I screwed something up. They don't like me anymore.
Right.
And then it picked back up again in the summer, and then I had like, suddenly it was like a bigger month, and then I was like, okay, maybe that was an ebb and flow, and then it rolled around to this year, and the exact same thing happened.
Why do you think that is?
Like, I'm not 100% sure. I think a lot of it has to do with January and February. There's a lot of front loading. So I'll get a lot of like, some companies, I'll do their holiday greetings all in one go in like January or February. So I'll have the message that says, we're out of town for we're out of town for Christmas break, we're out of town for the holidays, and then we're out of town for Labor Day, we're out of town for Halloween. No one's out of town for Halloween, but you get the idea.
They should be.
They should.
Should be a national holiday and we all get a day off.
Yeah. Halloween and Election Day. Those need to be holidays.
Yeah.
One of those is more important.
Well, I know, Halloween, but the other one should be as well. So that was an interesting sort of way, because I know there's a lot of people who are very, very in touch with the industry, can see those trends, have found those trends over many, many years. So it doesn't change my bottom line, but it's cool to at least be able to see like what to expect a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it would be probably more so if you were depending on that income. If you have reached that point where, yes, this is my full-time job, and you were counting on stuff to be able to see, okay, where am I going to have that drop where maybe I need to, cut back or seek more work elsewhere or whatever. It's good to know the trends.
Yeah, for now at this point, it's mostly just interesting, but one day.
Someday it'll matter.
Yeah, once you have a spreadsheet, and you're like, that's half your job.
I got spreadsheets.
Oh, shit, okay.
That doesn't mean they're full, but they're certainly set up.
They exist.
I
have things on them.
There's
I've
made a very, very strong effort to try and treat this like a business and do things the right way.
Smart.
And not smart.
I long to have
necessary.
enough work. I long to have enough work to actually need a CRM.
That's right. We all do.
So you've got you found a niche there in IVR. That's something, again, like Mitch said. I mean, we really haven't talked to anybody who is doing any kind of volume of work in that. I know you're well diversified in audiobook and commercial and are you getting any character work?
Right now, not at the moment. I'm getting some fun auditions, but I mean, I'm in an audio drama called Set Sail with a couple folks who've, I think, been on the podcast or friends of the pod.
Really? Friends of the pod.
Friends of the pod. I like that. Yeah, I like.
Tell me about that. Tell me about Set Sail.
It's fun. It's a production company called Iridescent Acorn.
Okay.
I think you mentioned Jim Frank is in it.
Okay.
Who else?
He's in everything.
Cunningham's in it. Again, in everything. GM Hawkins. I don't know if you all know him. He's in it.
Not yet.
Yeah, I've met Hawkins.
Call out. Oh, okay.
Yeah. In fact, he's another one I need to.
I'm pretty
to
sure.
Reach out to.
I don't want to misspeak. I think Briscoe's in it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyway, it's fun. It's a pirate story.
Oh, that sounds like a blast.
So I play a child, and then some of the background.
Okay.
Nice.
Walla walla walla.
So we kind of ran past the music part. We know a few musicians. A few musicians have been on the podcast, but I'm kind of interested in your take on how it interlocks with voiceover and what you've done to make it so. Maybe a client that you have that needs you to sing or play the drums or guitar or something, some sort of musicality.
Sure. Well, I'm not a singer, so we can cross that one off the list.
Yeah,
toss that over to the side.
Yes.
He's there in the background strumming.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Okay. Slap at the bass.
Slap at the bass, man.
Yeah, don't do that either, really. But
Okay.
Guitar, percussion, mostly my niche. No.
0 for 2.
As far as, sorry, what was that?
I just said 0 for 2. You don't see any of bass.
Keep
We're
going. You'll
guessing
get
all
there
wrong.
eventually.
Yeah. Accordion?
Yeah, does he play? Is he full on accordion?
Anastasia plays accordion, which I guess that could lead into So I guess background. Yeah, I studied music. Right now, I am a musician in a band that is primarily a duo with my fiance and I.
Nice.
She's the singer. We're both kind of multi-instrumentalists. So when we play larger shows, we've got a full band with us, but we also have the option to do duos for smaller things and bar gigs and playing at breweries and things like that.
And the name of the band is?
The name of the band is...
Mike think it is.
Well, I cheesed on the name earlier, but I know it's Occam's Rose.
Yeah, Occam's Rose. So
Yeah.
it's OCCAMS Rose, ROC.
Yes, which you can find them on the Spotify and all the music platforms out
Spotify,
there.
Apple Music, Bandcamp, if you want to give us money. Gotta plug it where you can, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we put out an album last month, 2 months ago, which we're very, very proud of.
Yeah. And the
Congrats.
genre is, it jams.
The genre is all over the place.
Yeah. What
It jams.
I mean, what would
genre.
what would you? How would you describe the genre? Because it's
So that is always the question for us. We go, generally speaking, with cinematic indie alternative.
there you go.
Because nothing follows a straight through line. Like there's, you've heard, well, I'm not sure which songs are. I think I played Government for you, Government Funded Bedlam, which is sort of got a, almost kind of like grungy blues.
Yeah.
Sort of feel to it, but then goes into an odd time percussion break in the middle that's a little almost prog / classical percussion-y. And then there's a very folky, softer couple songs on there. There's a musical almost sounding song. There is a almost like industrial metal song. So it if you don't like one song, skip to the next one. It won't sound the same.
Hey, can we play one of it? If you send it to us, we could probably just play yours at the end of play one of your songs at the end of the podcast instead of our outro. How does that sound like?
That sounds
Is this
great.
okay?
I'd love to.
Sure. Should I do that right now in the
I
moment?
put you on
or-
the spot.
Well,
no,
we'll edit it in. I mean,
yeah,
we
we're
don't
gonna
want to be
edit
like,
it in.
okay,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
pause
no.
down and
That
figure
would
this
be-
out, and then waste 5 minutes of podcast trying to
No,
jack
bring in
with
your
stuff, but-
fiance. You guys got to sing right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Anastasia,
Yeah.
come on, please.
Yeah. That's me, not you, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
But anyway, to actually answer your question,
Sure.
Not moving
which is
on.
how has
Mitch?
that impacted voiceover? The largest way for me is my understanding of, well, the pretty much everything in the voiceover world outside of voiceover. So the music industry obviously is full of relationships, and we have to do marketing, stuff like that. But more specifically, talking about things like acoustics, talking about understanding a DAW, understanding your signal chain, understanding the recording process and microphones and things like that. My studio setup, the reason that I have a larger space like this is because when it came time, when I moved into this space and was figuring out what to do for my studio, because I knew like I didn't have a closet to set up in, which at the time when I was less knowledgeable, I was like, what do? I don't have a walk-in closet.
Right.
And I ended up reaching out to the acoustician who actually designed the recording studio that we recorded our album in, which is called the Blasting Room in
I had
Fort
no
Collins.
idea there was such a thing as an acoustician.
Acoustician, everybody.
That's.
Or acoustician, or
What?
I
Yeah.
think that's all.
I mean, totally. You said it.
It's
And
one
I'm
of
like, I
those
know
two.
what that is, but gosh,
Yeah.
I've never heard that word before.
No. New word.
His name's John Brandt, and he's a dude who designs studios, and that's all he does: studios, recording spaces, things like that. And he designed a major part of the Blasting Room where we recorded. That studio is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's Grammy winning. It's really, really cool.
Now you're local to where?
I'm in Colorado.
Colorado. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Like Denver area.
Yeah, not too far outside of Denver. So that studio was. We did end up staying up there, but that was like an hour 15 away, something like that. So,
All right.
Yeah, and so I reached out to him just on a whim when I was like trying to figure out, okay, how do I have to build a full booth. I have to do construction. What do I need? I was like, well, let's get let's see what he's got to offer. I reached out to a couple other people. There are some people who wanted like a hefty sum of money just for a consultation. I didn't have that to just talk to somebody, so I was like, let's keep looking. Those were more in the voiceover world, so I reached out to the music world, and I'm very grateful I did. Having that conversation with him, he was very, very bent on instructing not just what to do, but why to do it. And essentially, that's why I have a fully treated studio room instead of a booth built inside of this room.
Okay.
Because this is essentially because I'm in a quieter space, although right now you might be able to hear the garage door going as Anastasia's getting home.
Did not, but thanks for pointing it out.
Great. But this is a pretty quiet space in general, so I didn't have to build a fully isolation chamber. Rather, I just needed to do some isolation treatment to certain parts of the room.
That sounds better. Because this kind of stinks. I can't, I can't even reach my arms all the way out. You're seeing the end of. You have full range of motion. It looks like.
Exactly, and that was one of the things that he said is like, your space is going to sound better than most booths, and then you're going to know not only what you're doing but why you're doing it, and then you're going to have room. So like this is my recording station, and then over there that you can't see is just my office desk, and this is like a normal bedroom 12 by 10-ish space room. Obviously it's a little smaller because like the panels, like this guy right here is about 7 inches into the room, so it's more like what would that be, 8 by 10 ish space. Still
a lot bigger than the closet I'm in and the manufactured booth that Mitch is in.
Yeah. Man, you make it sound so bad.
From talking to engineers, it is one of the better sounding. It is a home studio. It's not just a voiceover booth, and it sounds, and I am 100% confident in the sound of my space.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And you... Oh? What? Are you about to say what I'm about to say, Mike?
Probably. Let's say it together. And you took that
you're very
knowledge.
Beautiful. Oops.
And he's a lovely man. And you took that knowledge, and our mutual friend Mike Cunningham just put on a very first Get Out of Your Booth conference up there in Pennsylvania, and invited you, and you were able to put on a masterclass in creating acoustic panels. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was super fun. So it wasn't so I essentially ran two presentations in a way. So I did one just on basic acoustic treatment, because there is so much misinformation, disinformation out there about acoustics. The majority of people don't know that there is a difference between isolation and treatment, meaning stopping sound from getting into your booth, i.e. soundproofing, and making your space sound good, which would be acoustic treatment. I didn't. When I first started, my first booth was a closet with some acoustic foam in it.
Yeah.
Very familiar story. And just as I've learned more, then researching for that, I just felt very strongly there is a lot that conference was geared specifically towards newer voice actors. So I wanted to get a chance to share what I knew and hopefully help people avoid making mistakes, or avoid overpaying on some things that are, I won't say snake oil, but just don't do the things they say they're going to do, or don't do them as well as they say they're going to do.
Sure.
So that presentation was about just understanding, we went through, hey, what's a sound wave? What are frequencies? How do they interact? What's a standing wave? What's a room mode? What are these very basic acoustic principles that people don't understand? Why does a small space sound bad? why do you have a boxiness in your sound? Like, what is actually causing that, and how do you fix it? The answer for all that pretty much is acoustic panels and staying away from acoustic foam if you can.
These things?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
How do you feel about acoustic blankets?
They are better than acoustic foam.
I'm
The
going
other
to
thing
be
is there's a
fired.
lot of it depends
Yeah.
in the treatment world, you know.
What about plush carpet? What if I just plushed this
Shag
out?
carpet on the walls.
shag carpet.
Shag carpet on the wall.
Just like it's the 70s.
You know, I've been in one recording studio that had one room that had that on one of the walls, and it was cool. It was also more of a showpiece. It didn't do much acoustically.
Okay.
But it was
What
cool.
about doll heads?
Depends on the curse
If
they
they
leave
have
for
foam
you. If
on
they
them.
leave a good curse that kind of, you know, some of those curses do cancel out frequencies between 60 and 70 hertz.
Sometimes
So if
they
you
can
get one of
curse
those,
the sound right out
great.
of the booth, including yours,
Yeah.
except for the high pitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
those high
Yeah.
frequencies do bounce around from those doll heads a little bit more. So you'll want to attenuate those differently, but
Okay. We could go down that rabbit hole, I guess.
yeah.
Well, and people can go to your website, right? You're starting to now. You mentioned before. I mean, after Get Out of Your Booth, you started getting a lot of people reaching out to you and say, "Hey, Peter, help out." So why don't you tell us what's going on with that?
Sure. Well, I wish I could say I had an exact page on my website that you can go to that's talking specifically about consultations. And I don't know when this goes up. Maybe I will by the time it goes up.
It'll go up this Thursday, so
Yep.
3 days
probably will
from now.
not. I will not have it up by the time this goes up. Then. But I am.
But
I am
you
working
can
on
email
a
Peter
consultation
at-
specific page. But yeah, shoot me an email, peter@peterreinvo.com. My website is peterrein reinvo.com. There's a whole page about my studio. I'm also putting together or working on putting together some workshops with a couple. I'm putting together one with Nick Mars, who's an awesome engineer, demo producer. Kind of, again, sort of focusing on that beginner understanding your booth. I'm working on building some, like, I specialize in using Logic Pro for recording, and I know many people don't specialize in that, but some people want to use it. So I'm also putting together some classes as far as, like, hey, here's how this DAW works for voiceover. Here's how to set it up, things like that. I might be doing another acoustic presentation similar to the one that I did at Get Out of Your Booth. Potentially, I might be doing that with the Microphone Insider.
Nice.
We'll see if that ends up coming together, but that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Microphone Insider, by the way, I mean, if you haven't listened before, they're another voiceover podcast with a lot of our good friends involved, Terry Briscoe and Jim Frank and all those folks. So if you haven't listened to it, check out the Microphone Insider.
It's a party.
Good people. They're also doing a big giveaway this month.
Yeah, they are.
So
In like 2
definitely
weeks.
check that out.
Christmas in July. So yeah, go check it out. Here we are plugging other podcasts. You think they
Why
plug
not?
us? Do you
You got
think they
time.
plug us? No, but
The things
That's
we
okay.
do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's a niche that was more untapped than I realized, I guess. There are obviously a handful of well-known engineers in the voiceover world, but there's a lot of it is very set it and forget it.
Yeah.
And I'm finding with a lot of the voice actors that I'm talking to, a lot of people now are like, hey, I want to know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I want to understand my setup. I want to understand, like, why am I putting extra blankets in the corner if that's what I'm doing? Like, why am I doing that? And, or if it's your DAW, hey, how does a compressor actually work? So that
Right.
if I change microphones, I don't have to call up an engineer to fix my sound when they're going to go, like, tweak. Okay, you're done. You got $150 for me? Like, that's...
yeah,
there are some people who are fine with that, and that's totally great. But a lot of people, I think, that I've talked to at least, want to have a better understanding of how to do it themselves. So that's like my main presentation was demystifying acoustic treatment, and Nick and I are working on basically a presentation to, again, continue to demystify and make it more clear how to treat your space, process your audio, go through all of that stuff. So,
well,
tell me
and
about
this is
this.
no lip service. I'm very interested in that. So
I'm so interested.
Make sure
So-
you keep me on the radar as far as letting me know when you're going to do that and how you're going to do that and how I can get
Us.
involved.
we've got flyers made, but that's as far as we've gotten now. So I will
Like
absolutely
paper flyers.
Yep, stapled at your local bar.
Yeah, just staple it on your Facebook page.
Hey,
So this is something that happens a lot of times with techie people. I am not. I mean, I am interested in learning it because it's easy to go out and just go, zoop, I messed that up for this many years. I can fix that, no problem. But some techie people, they come at you with all this jargon, the beeps, the boops, the numbers, the
Yeah.
letters of things that I don't care about at all.
Do you
How
know
are
the
you
impedance of your headphones?
No, I sure
they're
don't.
they're impeding
No.
me right now.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
impeding his
Yeah, I
ear
know.
itching. yeah.
I will sometimes. There's a group like Terry and Cunningham, and they'll like schedule a Zoom call on Friday nights, and post it in the Microphone Insider and whatever. And I'll join those sometimes and sit there. And like last time I joined, we were having a great conversation about '80s movies, and it was great. And I was all in that. And then all of a sudden they started talking tech jargon, and I just went,
Start drooling.
So that is a goal of ours, is
Yeah.
to also make some of the jargon a little bit
I would
either
love that.
what do you need to know, or like, hey, this is something you should know. This is jargon that should make sense, and here's what it is. Here's how a threshold of a compressor works. Now you know the threshold on a compressor, and you don't have to like be freaked out by that, So,
Yeah, that's super helpful.
yeah.
So that is the goal with our presentation together, and also my goal with any other either solo presentations I'll be doing or one-on-ones, consultations, whatever have you, is trying to make it a little bit more accessible.
And you seem to have embraced this extra thing that you didn't get into voiceover for. You didn't get into voiceover to train people how to do acoustics. Was there any friction on that in your mind of like, well, I kind of just want to be a voiceover? Because I had that at first, where like, I want to do voiceover. That's my jam. Please don't ask me to do much else. And now
then
I'm
some
realizing
idiot talked
that.
him into doing a podcast a year ago. and-
Yeah, for sure. I realized dabbling in a lot of things, like you said, be a jack of all trades sort of thing.
100%.
Are you?
Absolutely.
So you're obviously embracing this. What if this took over? Like, what if this was your jam? What if would you follow this down the financial rabbit hole?
Would you go
think?
full Roy Yokelson?
Yes.
I don't know if I have the ears to go full Roy Okelson, depending on who you ask. But I'm going to say yes and no. Because part of my goal with this is accessibility. And I want to charge what I'm worth, but there's also a ceiling if you're trying to keep services accessible. Right? If you're trying, like
Yes.
that's one thing that some studios like Real Voice LA, it's been a while since I've done a workshop there, but I will always sing their praises because they provide great workshops that are much more affordable with great teachers, and you can work with some phenomenal coaches in workshops for like, some are like $30, some are $70 versus most of the big ones
plus.
you'll see are like $200, $215, $250. And, I
Not as
almost
accessible.
hesitate, right. And that's a much harder pill to swallow. And so, there's that limit. I also do see, like, my goal is to be, the track we're working on right now, Nick and I, is if you take our workshop, we also will have a one-on-one option after that you can take with us as well. And in theory, if you do all of that, you will not have to talk to us or another audio engineer again. other than the ones you're working with
Yeah.
in the studio.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like we're working ourselves out of work. So yes, I absolutely want to embrace that because I was a teacher for 10 years. I love teaching and I love helping and I love it. This is not where I saw this going, but I absolutely am embracing it and I'm excited about it.
And that's so refreshing to hear. I mean, because like you said, I mean, and there's great coaches out there. I mean, we talked about Tim, and we're Mitch and I are members of Global Voice Actors Academy, and we just met a bunch of great coaches. But there comes a point where you're just sinking money in, and when you go to the tech side, you can have, like you had said, I'll go to this guy, pay him $150, he'll go tweak, and not tell me a thing, and go, there you go, you're good. But the fact that you're saying, hey, look, let us show you how to do this. I hate to use the overused metaphor, but let us teach you how to fish so that you don't have to keep coming back, so that you are now empowered to do the thing. And it's so refreshing and so great to hear that that's kind of the way you're going about this. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I mean, that was one of the things that was frustrating to me, and one of the things that's the reason I know so much is because there is sometimes I call it the V Ouroboros, where you get. I've also heard the voiceover industrial complex, the snake eating its own tail kind of thing, where there are some places, some corners of voiceover where you can get sucked into a loop of just spending more money within the voiceover community and it's never ending. There are some fantastic teachers who are part of that, and it's no fault of their own. They're getting what they're worth, but there's a certain point where it's like, am I just spending money here, or am I actually growing and starting to make more money to then spend in those places in a way that fits my budget, my business, my career. So for me, working with an acoustician who was arguably cheaper than a lot of the other options within the voiceover community, going outside of it to somebody who, for my money, has a lot more knowledge than some other people in it. I'm not going to name names because there's fantastic engineers and teachers in the voiceover community as well.
Sure. Nick Mars being one of them.
Absolutely.
There's another name we have to have on the show.
Yeah, where's Nick?
Yeah.
What's Nick doing?
That'll be the next call I'm making.
Bloop. Yeah. He's
Absolutely.
under my chair. Yeah. You just take your mask off. Nick's a great guy.
Yeah. We've been
Mission Impossible
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Nick, it's really fun because Nick and I make a really good team because we both kind of fit the niches that the other one doesn't, right? He's got a really, really good ear for fixing voiceover sounds in general. I have and a really strong audio understanding of plugins, the digital side of things, all within his preferred methods. I have a really strong understanding within my preferred methods. I, in some ways, have a deeper understanding of things that my ears can't pick up. So I'm like, well, if my ears can't hear it, I need to understand how it works. And on the flip side, I'm have a lot more experience with the physical acoustics because I built all of this by hand.
All right.
So.
And how long did that take you? Do we talk about that?
It took the bulk of it, about a month of doing very little else.
Whoa.
Well, maybe not. Okay, that's not entirely true. But, because, I still had to, work a little bit.
Go to the bathroom.
But I was working on the weekends, so that made it easier. But, I had help. But there were, two weeks of pretty just hardcore work, and then a third of finishing touches, and then bits and pieces throughout. So there's an unfinished and will probably forever be unfinished YouTube series on my YouTube channel. If anyone wants to check that out to see how I built it, it's but it's got the most of the important stuff. It's got the first. It's got everything but the finishing touches. So I don't know if I'll ever get around to finishing that, but
It's a big job, though.
Yeah,
that's
very cool.
That's intense.
so again, learned a ton, and it was one of those things where I just kept asking questions because I wanted to know how it worked, why it worked. What is that thing? Those slabs of wood. What are they doing? Why do they work? Why did you tell me to put them in my studio?
Yeah. Man. Yeah, you have that bone in you that needs extra knowledge. I'm like, I'm good at making friends and like saying like patting people on the back, and there's something
I'm good
I'm
at
good
saying
at.
I want to obtain knowledge and then never following through with it.
Well,
Except
they
for
get
this
you further
time,
in
Mike.
different in other ways, you know. So
Oh, that
it's
doesn't
not
get
a-
me far at all. All right.
You make
so
great
what?
friends, Mike.
So now you're at this point. You've delved into. You've always had the music thing going, and now you're starting to see, some success with the band. And I know you've been in a couple other bands and a couple other things like that. But you got that passion rolling. Yeah, I know. I'm talking with my hands. I do that, man. There goes Mitch. You see, you derailed me, you son of a.
Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, I know. But you've got that passion, and it's something that it's great because you get to share that with your fiance, future wife, and that's fantastic. You've got now this niche of, hey, I'm a guy who can tell you stuff about the technical side of things. You got the voiceover career that's kind of moving along and seeing some success there. What's next? What do you have anything on the horizon besides the technical stuff that you and Nick are working on? And if not, then what do you hope is next? What's like, if you had that one thing, hey, I want to accomplish this, or it would be great if I could do that. What would that be?
Yeah, financial stability.
Okay, well that's
No.
yeah.
I mean, yes, but that is the next thing for me. I've definitely fallen a little bit behind on the marketing slope, the marketing journey. So I've been working with a couple of friends to try and streamline that a little bit more. That's a process I've starting this week is trying to get a better wrangle on that to just hopefully start bringing in some more work in just working with smaller production companies, smaller businesses, things like that. Gonna be working with my manager to try and seek out some larger opportunities if I can. The next big goal, I guess the next big milestone is I definitely need an updated demo for video games and or animation. I just have one character reel right now, and
Okay.
it's not bad, but it's I can do better now. I've learned a lot more since then.
I'm gonna push you
yeah.
a little bit on that. Okay, you've got the demo. Then what is the jam? What is the juice that's worth the squeeze?
I mean, the ultimate goal is voiceover by day, music by night, whatever that looks like. That's
Yeah.
my goal. I want to
Alright,
be
okay.
I want to be full-time voice acting during the day.
Yeah.
Whatever connections I need to make, whatever that looks like, I'm open to it. Music by
Okay.
night.
You're-
Ideally, I don't have any plans to leave Colorado, which does limit me somewhat, but ideally I would love to be focusing in on animations, video games, audio dramas, that kind of that. And then I really do enjoy when I have the opportunity to work with a budding small business where I can really feel like, hey, this is making an impact. Or really stuff that feels important, for lack of
Wow.
a better word. So
I do love how your goals are more feeling based, feeling secure, and feeling like you're making a mark, which isn't just your work. Yes, feeling.
Nothing
It's
more than
what a cool. It's not the Lambo,
tangible.
right? Yes,
Not tangible.
It's not,
It's not what you can write in a business plan,
No.
which doesn't help. But
Yeah, any business plan that starts out with "I feel" is probably not worth its weight in paper.
leads you to the woods. Yeah.
But it's good to feel, though. It's good to want things because they feel good. So there's nothing wrong with that. But
And that
it's
means
probably
you're-
just some kind of mixture of things that make me feel good and things that make me money, right? Because that's
Pretty
the
much,
ultimate
yeah.
goal.
And any path can take. There's more than one path.
Yeah.
Because
I am very, very reluctant to close doors. And I know that is people go back and forth in the VO industry a lot about like, hey, niche down, find what you're good at, and lean into that.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. And has it worked? I mean, have I booked a ton in many genres? No. Have I booked some in a lot of genres? Yes. So unless something's just like keeps hitting, where it's like, okay, this is
that's
obvious.
the thing. Yeah, if I
maybe,
ever
but-
get cast in that, that Disney animated series, sure, that'll be my focus, and I can say, okay, commercial stuff over here. But yeah, until that happens, yeah, I'm with you. You keep all doors open, because the more things you can try to have success in, then the more possibility you're going to have some of that success. So.
Yeah. Like the only thing I may consider dropping if other things really take off is audiobooks, just because they're so time consuming.
Oh yeah.
I also do enjoy doing them. Don't get me wrong, I'm working on one right now, but the challenge with an audiobook is like the plus side, how much money you're making for the time you're putting in. The
Right.
work you're doing is making money. The downside is that's the work you're doing, and you're not actively pushing for other work. So that's one of those things that's I also decided I'm not going to market myself for audiobooks. If somebody sends me an audiobook specific audition, I'm going to do it. I decided that 3 books ago. So
I've heard it described as like having a baby, where right after you're like, I'm good, enough babies, and then a little
Then
while
another one
later you're
comes
like,
along.
I could
That
probably
baby.
have another baby. These babies are pretty cool.
yeah, that seems
That feels about right.
yeah, that feels about right. But I
right.
was very, very lucky to be in a really cool audiobook, and that pushed things forward for me. And it was called Disability Intimacy. And I was all about like not just like sexual intimacy, but just friendship, familial stuff from the perspective of people with disability. I was part of a large cast. It was
Oh wow.
Somebody from Penguin Random House found my website and sent me on audition, and happened to book it. The thing that doesn't happen happened.
Yeah.
They found you.
They found
Yeah.
me.
Penguin Random House found you. Of
Wow.
all,
Yeah.
yeah. That's nice.
So that SEO thing, it is a good thing to do.
yeah. Yep.
I
More
put a lot
letters.
of work
yeah.
into that.
No,
and,
congrats.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Really cool project to be part of. And that also is like, well, I can't hate audiobooks because that was so stinking cool.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I will say, if anybody's interested in doing audiobooks, once you hit a certain level, which I'm not at, I just happen to be lucky for that one. That one, I didn't have to do any editing. I was paid a full rate without any editing. There was a director on the line who just marked mistakes and gave me like 3 comments, and just kept going. I only recorded 3 chapters, but
You're making
it
me
was done.
feel a
I
certain way,
can't
Peter.
imagine
That sounds amazing.
doing an audiobook and
Amazing.
doing the engineering on said audiobook as well.
A lot of people have
Because
to
it's
do
bad
that.
enough when you've got like a 60-second commercial spot and you're doing 3 takes or 2 takes or whatever, and you're like, have to go through that whole thing, and it's,
Well, that's what Nick and I are hoping to make a little bit less daunting.
yeah.
Is
Well, hey, so before we wrap up and do a thing, is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about Peter Rein? Anything else any topic that we didn't hit that you're passionate about and you really wanted to get on the podcast and say, I hope they ask me this question?
Sure, yeah, there's one more. And Pelly, you and I are in a D&D group, and
Yes, we are.
D&D is very important to us and important to me, and so people should check out Vocal Forge. Has some cool voice actors in it. I'm also in another D&D group that is live streaming on Sundays, and that is called Spirits of the Game. And if you are into that sort of thing on Twitch, you can actually sit at the table with us, metaphorically, because we have 5 players and then one person who operates as the conduit between the chat and the game. And it is a lot of fun. We've got a pretty relatively small, like 20 to 30 people, dedicated audience who are very passionate about participating and very helpful with new folks coming in. So it's
cool.
a very good time.
Very cool.
It's a lot of fun. So
now ours is that YouTube at vocal underscore
forge. Yes, the underscore.
Because there is another vocal forge. I don't know what it is, but it's not us.
They make bronze
they
vocal
cords out of metal.
Metal,
But so it's a lot of fun.
And that group's all voice actors, so everyone is. We're all. I mean, I'm assuming half of them have been on the podcast at this point.
Just about everyone.
That's funny.
I think we got Andrew scheduled, and I need to get Leslie on. And
I do have a project for you right now, Peter.
What's up?
It's a little game I like to call ChatGPT Roulette. Can we act yet?
Let's act.
It's time. It's time to act.
It's almost time to act. I'm ready.
Let's go write a stupid script.
Mike, explain to the listener what happens while we're gone and how long it takes and everything like that.
Okay, like I do every time, and it doesn't make any sense because I'm like, all right, we're going to pause, and we're going to come right back. And then we come right back and go, hey, we're back. And in real time, it is stupid. But we're going to do it anyway because we always do it.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back. Should I say it now, Mitch? Should I say it now?
What is happening?
And we're back. It's true.
Like I never left.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
All right.
Boy. Someone else want to set us up? Yeah.
Are you going to do the intro, or I guess I can do the intro since you got the first line?
Let's make this part as awkward as the goodbyes.
I mean, that's what we do.
Right.
That's what we specialize in, is awkwardness. All right, here we go. Interior. Blorp Laboratorium. Night. Sparks flicker. A mechanical hamster spins wildly in the corner. Dr. Blorp paces between 2 identical Teds.
One of you is evil. Not like forgot to tip evil. I mean full-blown apocalyptic chaos evil. Like avocado toast with raisins.
Hey, what is that? Yeah, I'm not evil. I mean, I floss. Like so do I. Like every other Sunday. Same as you. Same as, Hey, wait. Is flossing even a moral barometer?
I made you both. One is the original Ted, one is the clone, but I scrambled one teeny tiny neural pathway and accidentally injected a 97% chance of doom, so...
You what? You what?
I was making soup at the same time, okay? It got confusing.
So, how do you figure out which one of us is the bad Ted?
Ha! I was hoping the duck of moral detection would quack
Trademark.
near the evil one.
Quack.
What was that? Was that directed at me there? You twitched. No, you twitched.
All right, hold. Rapid fire morality test. Quick, you find a wallet with $500 inside. Do you A, return it, B, keep it, C, use it to fund a raccoon ballet?
That's an easy one. That's A. That's definitely A. Yeah, but wait a minute there. C sounds amazing.
Interesting.
Hey, come on. That doesn't make him evil. Just chaotic artsy.
Yeah, and who's to say any returning it doesn't lead to more evil? I mean, what if the wallet belongs to, like, Jeff Bezos? Huh?
Jeff Bezos isn't evil.
Oh,
Is he?
wow, maybe I am evil.
Enough! I must choose for the good of humanity. I must destroy one of you with the ethical vaporizer 9000.
He yanks the lever. It makes a sad kazoo noise.
Note to self, oil kazoo.
Wait a minute there.
We can talk this out.
Yeah.
Maybe the real evil is inside all of us.
Yeah, especially, inside you, Dr. Blorp.
Oh no. What if I'm the evil one? Oh no. Quack.
Quack. Oh. The duck dramatically explodes.
Yes. You guys need to know
Fade
about
to
the
black.
duck.
Fade to black.
Fade to black. Man.
All right, good fun.
That was
for
fun.
those of you who are wondering, if you do tune into the Vocal Forge, as we suggested earlier, that's Peter's character, Dulaka, who is a giant hippo. What's the actual race? It's Hippolomus, Hippolopotamus?
Actually, no, it's GIF, but you're pretty close.
GIF, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
okay, GIF.
Hippolopopolis.
But yeah, when Peter hasn't been able to attend the sessions, I've
He fills
I've
in for
voiced
me.
him. I fill in for him. So
And you can tell
that'd be
that
funny to
was
kind of do a clone.
so hilarious. I was not prepared
good
for that,
times.
you guys. I had no idea what was
he-
coming.
We hadn't done the voice for Mitch before we did a run through, and so we floored him.
That
with
was
it.
gnarly. So silly.
It's kind of just what we do.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we just, we make voices,
All right.
So anyway,
Great fun. Thanks again for joining us on the show, and thanks for all of your all the many facets of Peter Rein.
Thanks for having me.
Looking forward to continuing to play D&D with you, continuing to grow our friendship, and we'll see you at One Voice in a month. Woohoo!
see you on One Voice.
Yeah, he almost crashed at my house until I said, I think I'm going to stay at the hotel.
Yeah.
So now he's crashing with our mutual pal, Sean Scott.
Oh, nice.
So-
I look forward
yeah,
to
we're
being
gonna
your
have some
friend
fun.
as well.
Absolutely.
His
I don't know
evil
why you're
friend.
sinister about it, but
That's just the
we'll
way
take
Mitch
it where
rolls.
we.
This isn't normal?
All right. Awkward goodbyes, everybody.
We'll see you later then, okay?
We'll see you later.
Okay,
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye.